with Big D and Bubba.
A big day, man. Look at Jamie O'Neill's our
Jamie
guest.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. It's been forever.
It's going to be fun. We got a big show planned with our guest, Jamie O'Neill, on Honky Tonkin. Jamie O'Neill's our guest this week, and we're talking about first off, how is this the 25th anniversary of There Is No Arizona?
I have no idea.
I have a
25-year-old child.
Okay, so every year the Earth goes around the sun. That's one time. It's done it 25 times since.
So did you have this song when you got your record deal? Did you have this like ready to go?
No, I hadn't even written it.
And so you get the deal, and I'm sure you had what?
I had When I Think About Angels. Quite a few of the songs were on my first album, Sanctuary. She Hasn't Heard It Yet. And some of those songs are the ones that I auditioned with when I sang for Keith Stegall.
Oh, okay.
Who was with Mercury when I got signed, and he was my producer.
Okay.
So I did sing those songs that were on the first album for the audition, but then Arizona was written during that first part of, I guess, being signed, and then I turned that in, and they said, that's your first single.
Did you feel it as much as they did? Keith was like, oh, yeah, this is it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you write songs where you'll listen to it a couple times and go, I really like that. You know, I love that. But that was one of those songs that I played over and over and over again and, like, just loved it so much I wanted to hear it again, and I don't normally.
I'm the same way with that song. There's something about it. It's got I don't know if it's is it a banjo? Is that what that, there's that, the plinking thing?
It's it's acoustic guitar. There's a lot of things going on. I mean, there's a cool drum loop. But the interesting thing about that song is when I first wrote it and demoed it, I was playing it for people and they were saying, okay, so that's kind of your left of center artsy song. What are you going to do commercially? Do you have that commercial single? And I'm like, oh, no, that is my first single. And they were like, what?
I think it worked out well.
Yeah.
It did. I think it was great because it was kind of different, but it had some like almost jazziness to it.
Yeah,
in a way.
Right.
And I'm not scared of that because I grew up singing all kinds of music, and part of that scatting was how I wrote the melody for Arizona. And so we decided to keep that in there, you know, because it was just kind of cool. But that's how the melody started before we had lyrics.
So what to number one for There Is No Arizona with our guest Jamie O'Neill. Jamie O'Neill is our guest this week on Honky Tonkin. All right, so what's the deal with, is it you and Stephen King? Well, I don't understand.
Stephen King and I go way back.
What is the story on this?
The story is he had a line in the movie Dolores Claiborne in the book. Obviously, it starts with a book and then the movie. There Is No Arizona. And the girl's going to a job, and finally she admits to everybody and herself, there is no Arizona. Like, she's been lying about this whole thing.
Okay.
And
kind of like the song.
Kind of like the song.
Yeah.
So that's where the idea came from. And I was telling the story in Bangor, Maine when I was on the Girls' Night Out tour, and his assistant was in the crowd. So 2 months later, I get a signed copy of the book.
No way.
And it said, Dear Jamie, there really is an Arizona. A fan, Stephen King.
What?
Yeah, bucket list.
You sell it. Where's that at in your house right now?
Oh, it's like behind glass.
Yes, right.
With its own spotlight.
I've actually heard
it really
a lot of songwriters. That's like a trick sometimes when you can't find a lyric. Just go grab a book and pull it off, open it to the page, point at whatever the first line is, and you make something up out of that.
Well, you can make yourself think like a writer. You can be looking and listening always at what a conversation is, or a bumper sticker, or a billboard, or a movie, or a TV show, or a book. You know, you can be reading a book, and then you see something in that book that inspires you to write a song for sure. And I think it's like there are times when I turn that on, and there's times when I turn it off. Like sometimes I just get lost in whatever I'm watching, but then if I think to myself, I need ideas, then I'm, thumbing through magazines, watching and listening to everything, and writing it all down.
And now you're friends with Stephen King.
We go way back.
Jamie O'Neill is our guest this week. We love Jamie. You had this is rare when you get back-to-back number ones. So you get There Is No Arizona, and then right after that, Angels, When I Think About Angels. This is a song that you wrote?
Yes, co-wrote with Roxy Dean and Sonny Tillis.
And this song is just you're sitting, you're like, we can make this happen, we can do this, and then all of a sudden it turns into another number one. A lot of pressure.
There was a lot of life in between. I mean, it's funny that it seems like it was like, oh, boom, boom. But, Arizona took like 7 months or so to get up the charts. It wasn't like it came out and instantly flew up there. And I remember the radio promo guys saying to me, it's got to get legs before it can walk, and then it's going to run. And then, like, I didn't know anything. I was so green. I was like,
right.
That's the most radio-y thing I've ever heard.
What's happening? What in the world, and is it looking good? I was always like, I have anxiety, but it's like I was always questioning everything.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what anything meant, and now I feel like,
No,
a road dog.
Yeah, but nobody still knows. I mean, even with
and it's all changed and morphed too.
Yeah, it's the game changes constantly.
Yeah.
So I mean, the way things work isn't the way it used to be, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's great about these songs is that they were able to have their lives, and we're able to love them for the memories, but then now looking back, we can love them looking at it from a different angle because we have changed.
Yeah, that's true. And I just feel so fortunate to have been able to do what I wanted to do and have dreams come true. And here I am still talking about it all these years later, and it's a moment in time of creativity with your co-writers. You have no idea what's going to happen. So you're just like in there sharing ideas and singing melodies and then hoping something comes out of it, kind of thing.
Jamie O'Neal is been so kind to join us this week on the show. So hey, take us back to the Girls' Night Out tour. How fun was that?
Probably the most fun I've had on tour. I mean, I feel like all the tours I did back then were so much fun and awesome. But obviously, Martina, Reba, Sarah, Carolyn, one of my best friends, we just had so much fun. We did so much together, and then we got to sing in the finale, and I got to know them, and I feel like, get mentored by them and learn so much being out there on the road.
I think the first all-female tour that I can remember. It was 2001.
I don't think there's been another one since.
I
don't know why.
I
don't know
why not? Because it makes so much sense. I mean, everybody.
Really does.
I mean, especially when you're talking about ladies wanting to go out with their own girlfriends.
Right.
It's a great night.
I think Miranda Lambert did do one with a lot of the newer females. Maybe Lainey was on it and some girls. So I'm sure that was amazing. I didn't get to see it, but really, we have so many great female artists now, That would be incredible, like a Lilith Fair. Mm-hmm. That was a really cool idea.
Would you ever run it back with the old Girls' Night Out tour, the same crew?
Oh, would I?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, I love all of them.
Jamie O'Neal's our guest this week. I saw him, you posted a thing, maybe it been a while back on Instagram about somebody's hero and how important the song has been to you. And I think you were with your mom and your daughter, maybe, that was posted? It was like a Mother's Day thing, maybe?
Possibly. I just did a cameo, actually, funny, for Mother's Day, because every Mother's Day it rolls around that song. It's in like some Hallmark cards where you open it up and it plays somebody's hero.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Can you believe that?
No, that was
weird.
One of those like you're not expecting it moments. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know. But to me, this song, the unexpected thing for me was the emotional side of it. Because, Arizona, heartbreak, of course. Angels, it's happy. I think about my dogs when I sing that song. But somebody's hero, a lot of women and younger girls would be crying listening to that song or holding their mom's hand, or maybe there's an elderly, like, I just put my mom in a nursing home story. And I wasn't expecting it. And a lot of times I look people in the eye in the audience. So if I see crying, I'm a crier. If they're crying, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. And then I sing out of tune, and they're like,
say, can you
she's
sing
ruining the moment. What is she doing? So I just started staring when I would do that song back in like the height of it, just looking at the top of people's heads. I couldn't look them in the eye, or I knew I would lose it. But
can you warn them? Can you say, please don't cry, because if you cry, I'm going to cry.
I need to do that. I'm going to put that up on the screen next time. Warning.
Yeah.
Please do not cry. I'm a sap.
Jamie O'Neal, our guest this week, and before you get out of here, I mean, you're touring. I see you're doing international stuff. You've got new music coming out. What's happening with Jamie O'Neal now?
super busy finishing off the album and excited to have a new version of Arizona coming out as well with the new music and kind of rolling it all out simultaneously and just being on the road. You know, I feel like going to a show and going to a concert and music is so connecting with people, but it's like this escape that we all need. Like when I go to a concert, I'm fully in the moment. I'm escaping everything, not thinking about any of my problems. And so I just hope that the fans know that and realize that and get out there and see a show and make yourself feel better and forget about your troubles that we all go through every day.
We're all in it together, honestly. And
absolutely.
Music gives a little reprieve from that. So good to see you. You can follow her online. It's Jamie O'Neal Official on Instagram. That guy told you, and you didn't. Or do you even know what it is? That's what it is.
Thank you.
You're like, is that what it is? I'm not sure.
With Big D